This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today, penguin chicks at Moeraki are slowly starving, prompting concern from penguin rescue volunteers. Hordes of red-billed gulls flocking to Countdown Oamaru's rooftop are slowly reducing. And Dunedin modelling success story Ella Barton Buchanan is home after a few years modelling around the world. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Sophie Morris. Penguin rescue volunteers south of Oamaru are on their toes after discovering yellow-eyed penguin chicks at Moeraki are slowly starving. This year has seen 53 chicks raised on the peninsula, but the adult penguins are struggling to catch enough fish to feed them.
Weighing an endangered yellow-eyed penguin chick, volunteers at Moeraki Peninsula concerned to find chicks losing weight when they should be gaining it. And they've already taken 11 chicks away from their nests to be looked after at their penguin hospital.
It's never been that bad before. Okay. We have done it in January and we have done it in February, but we've never had to do it in December before.
It's thought the parents are struggling to feed the chicks due to the muddy water out at sea after recent rainstorms.
The runoff from the farms into the rivers and the silt. And it just made everything murky, so the water was rough and it was dirty.
Goldsworthy says the care and artificial feeding of the chicks is as hands-off as possible.
We have got to be very careful to give them a varied diet so their gut develops resilience. We leave them alone with other penguins so they know they're penguins, and we only go near them when we're feeding them.
Last year, many of the penguins had to be given antibiotics to fight avian diphtheria. But if that wasn't bad enough, this summer could bring the risk of avian malaria. Plans are in place to treat all the still water in the area to reduce mosquito numbers.
We had 14 birds die of malaria last year, and 4 of those were chicks. And so we don't want to lose any chicks with malaria this year, so that's our plan to manage it.
With an estimated population of around 4,000, the yellow-eye is one of the world's rarest penguin species. In Moeraki, for the South Today.
A man arrested after a 3-month-long operation in relation to suspicious approaches toward children earlier this year has been released on bail. 62-year-old Evan Headley-Smith was due to appear in the Dunedin District Court this morning on a charge of sexually grooming a 14-year-old girl. But he didn't appear before a judge and has been remanded on bail until early next year. According to court documents, the defendant is living in Mosgiel. Grooming carries a maximum penalty of 7 years imprisonment. The hordes of red-billed gulls flocking to Countdown Oamaru's rooftop are slowly reducing thanks to a concerted effort to deter the birds from setting up home on the popular nesting spot. The number of gulls peaked at an estimated 900 a night during October. Now only 600 gulls and 90 nests remain. Woolworths New Zealand staff, in consultation with DOC and contractors, have been cleaning the roof 3 times a week. They've also installed lasers, sonic deterrents, and are installing spikes to discourage the birds from landing on the roof as breeding season comes to an end. When it does, wires will be strung across the roof to stop the birds from re-establishing nests on the building again in the spring. The gulls are protected under the Wildlife Act. A guide who's been stuck on Mount Aspiring with leg injuries for 4 days has made his way off the mountain. The guide is believed to have suffered a lacerated and sprained leg on Monday morning. He'd been holed up in a hut on the mountain since, waiting for help. Wanaka Search and Rescue Chairman Bill Day says the guide managed to recover enough to walk out. He says they were in constant radio contact with the man, but weren't able to get him due to weather conditions. Dunedin modelling success story Ella Barton Buchanan has returned home for Christmas after strutting along some of the world's most famous catwalks. She grew up surrounded by the industry as the daughter of Dunedin fashion stalwart Margot Barton and is looking to possibly follow in her mum's footsteps.
Returning to her old stomping ground, Dunedin model Ella Barton-Buchanan back at the Dunedin railway station where her modelling career began at ID Dunedin Fashion Week.
Because I was modelling first here when I was in school and university, then I went to Sydney and I started some modelling there, and I never thought that it could go beyond that. I never ever thought.
Like many local models, she began her career at the annual Dunedin show. Since then she's taken her talents to the world stage where she's managed to work across the globe.
I really wanted an opportunity to travel and work in fashion, and it seemed like modelling would be the best option. And then a friend of mine introduced me to a model scout who gave me the chance to go to Shanghai. So from there it started, and really it was one of the best things I've ever done because I've got to see really the world.
And she means the world quite literally, as she's currently based in Turkey.
I've been based in Istanbul this year. Last year I was mostly based in Milan, and now I'm going to decide if I'll go back to Istanbul or maybe London, or I'm not sure. I'm deciding. It's a surprise for everyone and for me.
During her time in New Zealand, Barton-Buchanan studied fashion design and says working in that area might be her next step.
As much as I love modelling, I feel like I'm ready to start something else, and that would be designing or styling. And now I'm here and I can think about everything because I can't think in Istanbul with the traffic and everything, and here is calm, and I can use this time for the next month or so to, you know, think about my next plan.
Despite taking a month off to spend summer in New Zealand, she's still contracted to a couple of European modelling agencies while she takes her time to decide where to next. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today, we see replicas of paintings by one of the greatest artists ever in Greymouth, and we learn about parkour from a local expert.
Merry Christmas.
Hi folks, it's me again. My friend Lindsay at Alec Campbell Menswear and all his team in the 3 stores, Mosgill, South Dunedin and Cromwell, wish you a Merry Christmas. It's a wee message from him. And from me, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Need to rent an FPOS? Whether it's just a week or the whole season, maybe a pop-up store, a concert or event, Anything's POS have equipment available to suit your needs for retail and hospitality with local support. To rent, lease or buy, contact Anything's POS.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
It's always really satisfying when a customer comes back after doing a purchase of outdoor furniture and knowing that we've got it done right.
It's that time of year. It's time to get into the garden and it's time to get your weed eater. Down here at the Power Garden Department at Andersons Bay Road, this year it's all about the cordless weed eater. Come down and see us at Mighty 10 Mega and we'll help you get it done right.
Spring is here and it's time to get in the garden. Ready Lawn will take care of your lawn needs, making lawn care a snap. They will install the perfect lawn while you plant your favourite flowers and vegetables. Call Ready Lawn today so you can enjoy the coming season.
My Els and I just love coming to Alex Campbell's. That's my favourite shop. I always get good value here, and good boys really deserve good brands and good quality. Look at these tees. Local beaches on some of them too. This is only for the good boys, the old boys, the young boys. What about some bright shorts for the boys? Excellent.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
Welcome back. Replicas of paintings by one of the greatest artists ever, Rembrandt, are on show now at the Regent Theatre in Greymouth. Copied from works which have been remastered to remove centuries of grime, you can almost picture the painter at work in his Dutch workshop.
A total of 57 Rembrandt replicas currently on display in Greymouth. Most are being housed at the Regent Theatre, which has been transformed into a gallery.
Obviously a huge undertaking for the Regent Theatre, one of the biggest things I've been involved in because we've got a lot of quick turnarounds with school projects and performances, and then we had the dance girls here, Pink Pulse, on Saturday, so we've got a window of opportunity of about one day.
The images are full size and displayed in chronological order. The accompanying text tells the story of the individual pictures and Rembrandt's life as part of a larger body of over 300 images which have been authenticated as Rembrandt's.
In the authentication process, the Rembrandt project, people within the Rembrandt project travelled to about 80 different countries to find the different works and to x-ray them and to authenticate them.
The exhibition's a joint project between the Left Bank, Regent Theatre and the Grey District Council. Organisers say it's been a real community effort getting the project up and running in a short space of time.
90 sheets of ply painted black and just, IPL coming forward with ply, Mitre 10 coming forward with discounts for pieces of wood and screws and things, just tremendous. Paint, everything, all the volunteers.
The exhibition runs until January the 23rd, with the remaining prints on display at 6 other sites around the town, in Greymouth, the South today.
The sport of parkour, which involves climbing and jumping across urban architecture, has intrigued a reporter working at the Otago Daily Times. Journalist and sometime marathon runner Jono Edwards has received some introductory tips in the art of pro-motion parkour from local coach Alex Pearson.
Otago Daily Times journalist and future parkour pro Jono Edwards on his way to learn some new moves from pro-motion parkour coach Alex Pearson. As part of Otago Daily Times In the Deep End series, Jono has taken on the challenge of becoming a parkour master, an art Alex says is about making a playground out of anything.
It's just moving and exploring your environment. I guess it's jumping and swinging, climbing, rolling, all that sort of thing. It's like being in a kid's playground, I think, but the world is your playground.
Jono quickly learnt the basics of the sport, including jumping and wall climbing. It's a sport that's growing in popularity, gaining a large following in Dunedin over the past few years.
We started doing classes about 6 years ago, so about 6-7 years I think it's sort of become more and more frequent.
Next up was spinning, which, despite taking a few tumbles, Jono soon found to be a walk in the park. And he isn't the only person taking an interest in the sport. Alex says Dunedin has an impressive parkour scene.
We had a national parkour competition earlier in the year, so there's a youth section and an adult section, and the Dunedin guys won both categories there, and one of them's been over in Aussie and got second over in Australia as well, so yeah, we're doing really well down here at the moment.
And after his morning of rigorous training, Jono had no shortage of parkour moves to show off, much to the amusement of his highly impressed co-workers. In Dunedin, the South today.
After the break on the South Today, we take a look at December's top news stories and we check out tomorrow's weather.
What a wonderful year! No more neck pain, shoulders are great, back, all pain's gone. Sciatica, not a problem. What a great year my customers had. Happy New Year and see you in 2019.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garrador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren, his Garrador keeps his favourite ride in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
Want a bike to work but the wind and hills have gotten you down? Come in and see our team at Electrify 249 Cumberland Street. Tell us you saw this ad and we'll throw in a bell helmet and an Oxford lock for free. Sorted.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Season's greeting from Harroways. Enjoy your summer snacking with our new Harroways Oat Bites. These are available at participating New Worlds and Pack and Saves.
Firstly, happy Christmas to everybody. I just want you to spare a thought for those in our community who are in need at this time of year, and maybe keep an eye out for somebody that you can help over the Christmas period. My office is going to close from the 21st, Friday the 21st of December. It'll reopen on Monday the 14th of January, and in the meantime, please, all of you, have a great Christmas. Have a great time with your family and friends and take some time out.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Most of us have spots on our skin. That's quite normal. Finding skin cancer as early as possible is key to successful treatment. Book in for a free check of 1 to 2 moles or a comprehensive full body check with the Mole Doctor in Waverley.
My Els and I just love coming to Alex Campbell's. That's my favourite shop. I always get good value here, and good boys really deserve good brands and good quality. Look at these tees. Local beaches on some of them too. This is only for the good boys, the old boys, the young boys. What about some bright shorts for the boys? Excellent.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell menswear, it fits.
Welcome back. A Dunedin couple have started a citizen survey to gauge people's thoughts on where electric scooters should be ridden. Jim and Beth Moffat are spending an hour or so a day in central Dunedin asking passers-by whether they think e-scooters should be allowed to be ridden on footpaths. The pair have been setting up in different locations around the city, including the main street. Jim Moffat says participants are also being asked their age for demographic reasons. He says the majority of respondents so far have been in favour of banning e-scooters from footpaths. E-scooter company Lime are set to launch in Otago in the new year. In the lead up to Christmas, we're taking a look back at the news stories from the last 12 months. Despite December marking the start of summer, one Queenstown ski field was open for skiers and snowboarders. The nearly 100-year-old Percy Byrne Viaduct was reopened in southern Fiordland, and the Kingston Flyer could well be running the rails again by the end of 2019.
For the first time ever, Cardrona was open for skiing on the first day of summer. Some took the chance to learn to ski and snowboard, while others were able to enjoy some rails and boxes in the terrain park. Normally the field would already be open for summer activities like mountain biking and karting. Around 50 guests were invited to the reopening of the nearly 100-year-old Percy Byrne Viaduct on southern Fiordland's Humpbridge Track. Originally built in 1925 for a local sawmill, which eventually failed, the viaduct was closed a few years back due to safety concerns. But a $700,000 restoration project has once again allowed trampers to cross high above the treetops.
Waitutu is extraordinary. The forest, the marine terraces, the coast, the river systems, being able to hear and see kaka because of sustained pest control by the Department of Conservation. It's a wonderful place.
It took 35 workers 2 years to make this deflated replica of a Soviet tank, part of a new exhibition of contemporary Chinese art at Dunedin Public Art Gallery. The piece is constructed from 250 hides of Italian leather and 50 kilometres of string. It arrived from Sydney in various crates.
The body came as one unit, and all the wheels and the tracks and the bags and the gun all came as individual components that we had to then piece together and stitch by hand with leather thread, so every component done to the thread is leather.
Forest and Bird are running a summer holiday program in the Catlins throughout January. The 20 events include guided bushwalks, expert talks and hands-on conservation.
We've got walks and talks in the Catlins based around environmental and scientific ideas, highlighting sea lions and birds and natural wonders of the Catlins.
Queenstown's Lake Hayes and Shotover Country Community Association organised a public meeting to discuss the resort town's traffic woes. Mayor Jim Bolt shared his own frustrations with the increasing congestion and major backlogs.
The worst morning I've struck so far. It took me 50 minutes from Lakeside Lake Hayes, into the council offices, but I've learnt my lesson and I leave at 7 a.m. in the morning now.
The Blenheim-based Punamu Tourism Group is leasing the historic Kingston Flyer steam train from investors who purchased it last year. The group successfully launched a tourist steam train between Picton and Blenheim a year ago. All going well, the Flyer will be operating again on the Kingston to Fairlight line by November 2019. A new era in education was ushered in for Central Otago. The new Trades and Brewery building is the culmination of a $3 million multi-stage project at Otago Polytechnic's Central Campus in Cromwell.
It's the first commercial brewery run by a polytechnic. It's the first training program built around a commercial brewery. It's the first set of brewery programs to be on offer in New Zealand.
And for each of the last 7 years, John and Isabel Fraser have turned their Fairfield home into a multicoloured Christmas masterpiece.
Some people collect steam engines, little miniature trains. I do Christmas lights, and it's a major hobby of mine, and I really love doing it, particularly for the kids.
He says the word has got out about the display and more people are stopping by for a look than ever before.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Penguin chicks at Moeraki are slowly starving, prompting concern from penguin rescue volunteers, with 53 parents struggling to feed their chicks. Seagulls flocking to Countdown Oamaru's rooftop are slowly reducing thanks to solid efforts to stop them nesting. And Dunedin modelling success story, Alabarton Buchanan is home after a few years modelling around the world, a journey which has seen her working for some of the world's top fashion houses. And time now for a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Philip.
Yeah, hi Sophie. This is a lovely picture about this dog. It features anyway, being trained as a conservation dog to help hunt and find native frogs.
Oh wow.
Something special.
Right.
The mix tomorrow, there's a big feature on Shania Twain with her concert, and also a guide for those going to the concert. And there's another big feature, the cover story, what a difference a year makes. and writer Bruce Munro's looked at people around Dunedin who have had lots of interesting things happen in the past year.
Right, great.
On the news front at Telford, we've got a story looking at Otago Polytech, considering what they might do with Telford's future being clouded. So that's worth reading. And I thought I should mention to viewers, as well as wishing them a Merry Christmas, that the ODT will be running at summer times as usual, as a supplement to all the news and opinion and editorials and letters and so on. So we'll be having our interesting features summer times running through those Christmas, New Year and just slightly beyond through those weeks.
Well, great. Well, we thank you, Philip. All of that and more in tomorrow's ODT and over summer. And time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Tonight's southern view is of Dunedin's Christmas tree, as it's our last bulletin for the year. Looking at the situation, showers about for some tomorrow, but mostly clear skies and milder temperatures ahead for Sunday and Monday. For Christmas Day, it's looking dry with some cloud and pleasant temperatures. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport can expect a showery day with highs of 18 degrees. Across to the northeast, Nelson can expect a cloudy day with 18. Blenheim is also in for a few showers and a slightly higher 21 degrees. In Canterbury, a wet day and 18 degrees for Kaikoura, Christchurch and Ashburton, and both can expect highs of 17 degrees and showers. Looking at the southern centres, the Catlins is due for 13 degrees with showers clearing. Balclutha, Lumsden and Gore can expect light southwesterlies becoming fine and highs of 15 degrees. Over to central Otago, Wanaka can expect light winds, a risk of thunderstorms and a high of 17, while it's a little less dramatic for Queenstown and Alexandra with a risk of showers and 16 degrees. In Tiano, light southwesterlies becoming fine and a high of 15 degrees. Looking at the northern towns, Timaru and Oamaru are in for light winds, showers and 14 degrees. Further inland, Omarama and Twizel are due to have light winds, a risk of thunderstorms and 16 degrees. In Dunedin, some cloud with light winds tonight with an overnight low of 11. Mostly cloudy tomorrow with scattered light showers at times, a low of 7 and a high of 13 degrees. Mostly fine and sunny on Sunday and Christmas Eve with milder temperatures and northeasterly winds, a high of 16 and a low of 10 degrees, mostly cloudy on Christmas Day. And in Invercargill, showers tonight with southwesterlies and an overnight low of 11. Showers clearing and sunny periods increasing tomorrow with moderate cool southwesterlies dying out, a low of 7 degrees and a high of 15. Mostly fine and sunny on Sunday and Christmas Eve with light westerly winds, temperatures becoming milder, a predicted top temperature of 17 degrees and a low of 9. Sunny periods and high cloud on Christmas Day, mild with light northeasterlies. That wraps up our news for 2018. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to channel39.co.nz, odt.co.nz and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. We will be back with you on the 14th of January. Thanks for joining us, enjoy your summer and Merry Christmas.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.